Well, hello, Virgo. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. If you are new, hello, I am Yasmin. If you have not already, please like and subscribe. Virgo, we're going to go ahead and do a little short reading. Do a little short one. Okay, we're going to see what's going to come out here for you. And we're going to be talking about placements today. Okay. And we're going to try to talk about the placements according to the next week or so. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get into the reading. We're going to see what's going to come out here for Virgo. Let's get it. Hey, Kiana. Good morning. This is for Virgo. Virgo. All right. Hey, Sam. Hey, Lashana. Now, I literally just said we're going to be talking about things that are going to be specific for you. It does not matter what's happening in your chart at this moment. It is what comes out in the cards. Okay. And for those who are Virgos, I'm going to be honest with you. I've been doing astrology readings on Cash App. I've been doing astrology readings behind the scenes. And you have for some odd reason, you always dominate. Your curiosity always puts you in the best positions. That I can tell you. Sometimes the worst positions, okay? But I thank you for that. Seventh house talks about partnership. Seventh house talks about business partnerships. It talks about contracts. Now, we're going to talk about other stuff later. We're going to go into detail of other things that could be happening. But there could be, your seventh house could be in an air sign. Your seventh house could be in Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Now, this is interesting because seventh house is automatically a Libra energy. So for those who have the seventh house specifically in an air sign, this could be for you. Now, this could be for anybody, by the way. Okay, because this is how we're going to do it. Now, how are your relationships going to be? Well, according to this card here, it says that there's going to be an opportunity or a door that's going to open up for you pertaining to that particular house. The house of marriage, the house of relationships, the house of business partnerships and contracts. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to put that to the side. Now, here with the air sign, in order for you to have any kind of contract with someone, okay, there needs to be what? Communication. So the air sign here talks about communication. You need to know what they're thinking. They need to know what you're thinking. You need to have an open line of communication in order to get things done, including your personal relationship. So if we're going to be in a connection, in a contract, in a relationship, I have to know what's going on with you. And so for some of you, this is going to be someone communicating with you about, hey, they want to partner up with you because you invented this particular thing and you're the only person who invented it and I want a part of it. And so they're going to communicate with you, especially if you put it out there, right? Especially if you have hopefully your patents and all that other stuff. They're like, I want a part of that. I want a piece of that. Okay. And so communication is going to be made. There is something about your talents that could definitely put you in a really good position in partnership here with this seventh house. But like I said before, in relationship, there is a lot of thinking. A lot of you are in a connection right now and you're thinking about your person and they're thinking about you, or there's things that are weighing very heavy on your mind about the connection that you're in. And we're going to talk about it. We're going to see what that could be. Sometimes air could feel a little cold. Sometimes with the air sign, there could be some aloofness. Maybe your person is being a little aloof. You're uncertain. You're unclear about where the relationship is headed. Air also talks about travel. You could be traveling with your partner here. There could be some type of plans that you guys are making, and there is going to be some type of, going on vacation or a rendezvous or something like that, that could happen. Now, the sextile is the thing that brings it all together. The sextile makes things flow very nicely. It is a very supportive energy. It brings in helpful situations. It's an easy flow, and it develops things. So whatever we just looked at here, the sextile came out perfectly saying, yes, I'm going to support these two cards. I'm going to support Virgo in their relationship. I'm going to support Virgo in their communication. I'm going to support Virgo in their travels. Okay? Especially if you've been having travel, plans and it has not been working out, if you're dealing with someone from across the pond, right? You could be like, I've been trying to go see them. I've been trying to visit. Well, the sextile says that it will happen and it'll be easier this time than, rather before. Now, at the bottom of the deck, it gives us the cardinal signs. Now, you guys already know what I say about anything dealing with cardinals, because all 4 cardinal signs has its attributes, right? Capricorn talks about being very determined, structured, and disciplined. That needs to happen in your relationships. Saturn also is the spousal energy. Okay. We see here with Cancer, it brings in real feelings, true feelings within the relationship. Libra brings in the balance and the reciprocity in your relationships, including your work relationships and contracts. And Aries is going after something. It is the mastering of whatever it is that you are going after. So in relationships, it's not just I am, it's we, right? But you also have to master yourself. That means having control over you. Okay. And the same thing goes with your partner. Here it says that for some of you, you guys could be stepping in some type of leadership role with your job, or especially for the divine masculines. Divine masculines can be both male or female, right? Meaning that you now have the responsibility to take care of the household. There is someone here that has the responsibility to take care of the household, especially if you're talking about what? Marriage. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and get into this reading. We're going to see what comes out. And, I'm not going to clarify this. Let's put this one here. We're not going to clarify it. I don't like to clarify it because I like to keep it open, but we'll see. I'm pretty sure something will resonate with the 7th house, but we're going to go ahead and see what comes out. Let's get this for Virgo. Let's get it. Wow, you guys had 2 cards that came out. You had the 8 of Wands and you had the Death card. Oh. I definitely didn't expect that. This is specifically for those who are in some kind of contract that you do not want to be in, some type of partnership that you don't want to be in, or you will realize in the future that this is not something that you want to be a part of. Now, could it be your actual marriage? It could be. I'm not going to look at the Death card as an ending in this reading because it came out with the 8 of Wands. A lot of you are already separated from your person anyway. And so some of you are saying, well, it's already dead. It's already over. The Death card is saying it's over. It's over. But is it? For some of you, it is. For some of you, it really is over. But I don't want you to put yourself in this self-limiting belief that you cannot resurrect what has been deadened. But I will say I have been seeing for a few Virgos where the relationship or marriage or something like that you guys have been in, it's been not the single Virgos, but those who have been in marriages possibly over the last 5, 6, 7 years, maybe even a little bit longer than that, where it's been very problematic. And Saturn has been going through your 7th and 8th house over the last few years. and it has tested your relationship. And most of you guys, because Saturn came in, it did what? It dropped the hammer. Because the Eight of Wands talks about communication and fast movement and moving forward and stuff like that. I feel like this has been the opposite of what has occurred. I feel like there has not been any communication, which is the reason why the air sign even came out anyway. That is what started it, or how you communicate with your person. The Eight of Wands could sometimes be very nasty. The way you talk to your person, the way they talk to you can be very rigid. And then what happens? The split. The over energy occurred. Now, I would say for those who are single, the transformation for you really is the seventh house. That is what you're moving towards here, according to the Eight of Wands. That's what you're moving towards. Some of you, the seventh house is talking about your renting situation. And so if you've been in the same house or apartment for a certain period of time, I do feel like a lot of you are looking to move in a different apartment, different condo, different house, or something like that, because there's going to be an end to that rental contract. Let's get to the air element. Wow. Jeez. I want you guys to see it. We talked about it here, right? There was nothing here that talked about horrible communication. I just saw it. Now you actually get to the communication card, and what comes out? Fights, conflict. And it came out literally with the devil. Oof. You know, sometimes people, they fight out of fear. They say things out of fear. And I do believe someone has said something that has been very nasty, because anytime I see the devil card, you know, especially coming out with the five of wands, it's a very nasty energy because it's conflict. Now, you could be dealing with someone who has addictions. You could be dealing with someone who has who's abusive, right? The devil is bringing out the worst in the five of wands. The five of wands is bringing out the worst in the devil. Okay. And so for you, in order for you to recover, a lot of you, especially if you were in long-term committed relationships, even connections for some of you, in order for you to recover, you said you have to go the other direction. And some of you are going to be facing that even in the future, by the way. Because you can't have both of these cards come out and it be healthy. See, opposite of healthy relationships, there's a lot of aggression or maybe clash of egos. You guys just don't get along for whatever reason. You don't really click well, or all of a sudden you don't really click well. There's too much clashing between you and this individual. And like I said, these two cards are bringing out the worst of each other. I do believe that for some of you, you are dealing with someone who may have some type of like abusive tendency or have some type of addiction to something. The five of wands is actual fights. I'm not saying that you guys were in a fight, but with that air sign, it started with words, but could end up with fists. Be careful about that because the Eight of Wands came out before it, so just be careful. This is also letting me know that there could have been some kind of third party here, because this is always considered to be competition. I don't really do third party readings too much. I say that every now and then. I mean, that could have been it, but really, is it really that? No, because there's always something deeper that's going on. All right. And the other person isn't telling, but I mean, this is problematic. Be careful with, you know, traveling and getting into conflicts with strangers or something like that, because, you know, we have a lot of souls out here who is in the hell realm mentally. So just be careful about that. At the bottom of the deck here, you guys have the Ten of Pentacles. Now, I would say that for some of you, this is within the family. Now, of course, family would be someone that you're married to or someone that you have history with here with the Ten of Pentacles. You got children with this person, that type of thing. But it definitely could come from family members. Okay. Every time you talk to them, there is a problem. There is some type of clash between you and someone in your family. It could be someone who is a Taurus, a Cancer, a Leo, or a Gemini. Now let's get this sextile. Remember, the sextile is the remedy. Okay, let's get the sextile here for Virgo. The sextile is the remedy. Now, we did talk about the moving situation here for some of you, especially with housing. I do see that there's going to be, new contracts signed, definitely for what I'm saying. If there's any type of legal battles, I forgot to talk about that too. The Justice card tried to come out earlier. If there's some type of legal battle, just be prepared for someone to lie on you. Be prepared for a lot of confrontation within the courtroom. Be prepared for individuals to be, commit perjury. Okay, baby, be prepared for that. And some of you may have to travel for some kind of like legal situation. I do see it going in your favor, though. I do see it going in your favor. That I do see. All right. Now, here you have the High Priestess and the Seven of Pentacles that is hitting it's not necessarily hitting the sextile. I'm just kind of looking at the cards. I definitely see you in a different environment. Ooh-wee. I see you in a different environment. I don't know where you are. I don't know where you're going. I don't necessarily know who you're with. Very more so romantic energy or a romantic partner. I see that without a shadow of a doubt. You're with someone romantically for the majority of you. But you're in a different environment. You're not at home. Unless you're spending more time not at home. And this is the reason why I said earlier that I also see that you guys are traveling, because I do see a lot of energy with you, not necessarily at your house. Now, the High Priestess is hitting, it's technically hitting the sextile, and we have the Seven of Pentacles is technically hitting the sextile, but we're going to look at this a little bit separately. As far as relationships for some of you, I'm just going to tell you, again, there is no final decision. I feel like you are saying that you think that it's over. You feel that it is over, that there's no way that you can resurrect something. But you're still at a crossroad about if you should follow through with a divorce, if you should follow through with leaving the house, especially if you're just not dating, if you're not married, but you live with the person. You haven't, you don't know if you should follow through with it quite yet. You're kind of at a crossroad with that, because some of you are kind of like, I put so much time and energy in that. And this is what the Seven of Pentacles is basically saying. I put so much time and energy into this, but then do you want to waste any more of your time? Now, this is interesting because it's hitting a new door, which is making me believe that like some of you may see or be talking to someone else, and that could be persuading your decision. Okay, I'm going to say, even for you, Virgo, even for you, there's someone in your reading who's complaining about how they have been, on the fence about leaving you. If you are the antagonist in this reading, if you are the one with addictions and problems and issues and self-sabotory here, you have a partner here that's basically telling me that they are not sure if they want to waste any more of their time, and that they may want to move in a different direction because of you. They're also telling me that they are not quite emotionally available for you anymore. I think that both of you guys are a little bit emotionally empty based off of what I'm saying here. But I feel like both of you guys have checked out, or you will. So the sextile is, is bringing some type of new opportunity your way, from what I'm seeing, or their way, which could be the reason why that death card came out. Could be. Could be. Because the sextile talks about collaboration. Now let's get to that for those who are single. Again, if you are single, you are moving towards a serious connection with that seventh house and the sextile energy. That is what I'm saying. Because remember, these are cardinal signs. Okay. And that is very, very much so taking the lead in something. So I see that you guys, especially if you're single, this is where you guys are going. Totally, without a shadow of a doubt, especially with this person coming up in here with the Knight of Cups. I see it. And I want to say for you, if this is a romantic energy, a lot of water in this read. I see a Taurus, definitely. I see a Taurus. I see a Libra. I see Scorpio. I see Pisces. I see Cancer. A lot of water in this read. I do see a an Aries, but the water is dominating in this read. The reading looks amazing for the single people, but not necessarily for those who are in committed relationships. It's like, it's kind of like the sand glass thing happening with you. This is like you're trying to determine if you want to stay or not. You really are at a crossroad, and there's really nobody that can tell you what to do, because it's going to be different for every Virgo. Some Virgos are going to stick it out. Some Virgos are going to leave. That's just the facts. Okay. So it's never going to be, you're going to leave your partner. You probably already did. This is what I'm saying. The sextile could be helping you with bringing it back together if there's more so a spiritual element between you and your partner. But for some of you, no. You've had it up to the neck, right? Let's get the last energy here for Virgo. Can I tell you, as far as financially, we're going to get to that when I get to the last few cards. I wanted to wait. Whew. You guys have the Ten of Swords. Let me show you. You have the Three of Wands. You guys are going to have to take action. You're going to have to make a decision. This is going to be, let's just say, both with that seventh house energy. This is going to be with any kind of contractual agreements, any type of partnerships, working energy. Yes, you guys are going to have to make some type of decisions. I even see that with some type of job. Okay. Or if it's your own business, about moving forward or starting something new with a business. It's something like that, I'm telling you. And so here with this cardinal moon, it's like you got to stop procrastinating, because it's almost like you're waiting for something. You're going to have to take action in something. And the opportunity is going to come. The opportunity, sextile, cardinal moon, take action. So you're not going to be able to sit back and just be weighing it out. Okay. I just feel like the reason why you're in this hesitancy mode is because here with the Ten of Swords, because there's been so many failures, so many setbacks here. And so for you, you're kind of like, shit, I don't know what I should do. And you will be at that place, by the way. All right. So you're not moving, or you won't be. There's going to be a little hesitation here when some opportunity come about, because you don't want to fall again. And not only that, especially in love, this happens even with love too. There's going to be someone who's going to come in your life, and there's hesitancy here because you've experienced betrayal. You've experienced betrayal at your working career. You've experienced failure in relationships. You've experienced failure in financial matters. So you're not as quick to move. But see, here it's like, that's okay. Take action, move forward, and not allow whatever your past experiences have been to keep you in this stagnancy, because the Eight of Wands is not a stagnant energy. This is the reason why the High Priestess came out anyways, because everything is going to be based on your own consciousness and based on your intuition. The opportunity is going to come. You use your own counsel. You may get a few other counsels. Y'all do that, right? You may get counsel, and then you'll be able to take action. I'm going to go ahead and get into the messy deck for a little bit. We're going to pull 3 cards, only 3. Okay, only 3. you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Someone, there's a legal situation here without a shadow of a doubt. Anyway, trauma or traumatized. A situation has been very traumatizing. A lot of fights. Look at that. Oh, yeah. That's this right here. You see how she's grabbing her head? Remember, air is mental. It's the mind. You know, and this is funny that this card says that, because you know how sometimes, you know, you can go back with someone, you could be with someone and you be like, I forgive you, but, you know, or they forgive you for what you've done. And they really don't. They be holding that shit in. And the next fight you have, they're going to bring that shit right back up. Okay. Now, the next card here is marital problems. I already told you this is definitely more so geared towards the married people, because that's where the drama is at. And it's not trying to be funny, but single people have a story of moving towards something that's faded and something that's long term. You don't have a story. Your story is meeting someone, which you will, right? But it's really those who are in a connection. You're already connected to somebody. You've already been connected with somebody. And so that is where Saturn is testing you. Now here, this is why I said that you guys are having marital problems, marital issues, different personalities, could be from different cultures. All that could be another thing too. There's been trust issues. Last one here. I can say that for some of you, this is definitely dealing with the single people. I'm glad that this card came out. Because for the single people, it says that a lot of you have been with someone who's been playing games, and it was never about monogamy. It says it's not monopoly. I broke a lot of hearts. And I do feel that some of you guys have been with individuals who have been with multiple people. They were not trying to be in committed relationships. That was just not their thing. Okay. And, you know, I don't know. I don't know how I heard that, but I feel like some of you guys thought that you can change this person. No. And some of them are running away from you because they refuse to be the person that have their heart broken. So, you know, this person refuses to be in committed relationships. That's just something that they don't want to do. All right. This was the last one, which I thought was very interesting because we talked about money last. Working hard and getting noticed. Isn't that interesting? We literally just talked about that, right? We literally just talked about there's going to be some action that you need to take pertaining to a job situation. So I definitely see that here. Okay. That Eight of Wands was very telling to me, but these last two cards was the thing that was just out of control based off of what I see. I see some of you guys are going to be either, I don't know, researching something or studying on something new that you may study up on that's going to end up being your new career. I don't know if you are in school. That could be it. That could be something that you're doing, but I definitely see you researching something that's going to be very prosperous for you in the future. That I do see. All right, Virgo. Well, that is it. Thank you guys so much for coming back to my channel. And again, if you guys are new, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell if you are interested in a personal reading. All the information is down below in the description box. I will be back on tomorrow night to be doing the cash apps if you guys are interested. And have a good weekend. Love you guys. Bye.